I was fascinated by the idea of seeing the bones in my hands. You know, eating the bare minimum, I could lose about 2 pounds a day. So I was obsessed with weighing myself, but also starting to see different bones come out and losing the fat. I hated the fat. I hated the fat. I felt like it made me feel different. And I felt like that if I could just lose the fat, that people would like me and that my life would be normal. Yeah, I just didn't eat. It was really simple in that way. But I tried to cut out things, you know what I mean? Like no sugar, no carbs, and then um, but it was mostly just a diet of omission. It was sick. I felt sick, but I couldn't stop it, and I felt comfortable doing it. And but I did feel I didn't. I think that that would have been a fear to be exposed as having an eating disorder because that's a girl's disorder. I didn't want to identify with having um, anorexia because I think that's I yeah I associate it with being a problem for girls.
It's primarily seen as a women's disease or an adolescent, that typical adolescent white middle class female disorder, which is far from the truth. If you look around you at a magazine rack, you're going to find a ton more males scantily clad and with different expectations than for women, but the same idea that they need to be fixed or look a certain way. So,
I have tons of body image issues. I was always called like lanky and tall. I wasn't even that tall until I was like 16, but still I was sort of called that, and that kind of really got to me because I took that as an insult. Like it's not necessarily an insult, but people would call me like lanky, and I started looking around like I'm not lanky. Like, there's a whole campaign for girls to be like, oh, like you're beautiful no matter what, and it doesn't matter if you have curves. Real women have curves, sort of thing, and there's no like campaign for that for guys. So yeah, I have like the image for me off the media or like anything is that I need to have like a six pack and stuff like that, and I don't. So I sort of look at myself every now and then and I'm just sort of like, oh, I'm fat. I know I'm not fat, but yeah, sometimes I genuinely think I'm obese. So that's a body image issue I have, is that I generally think I'm obese every now and then.
I probably worked out 3.5 hours a day every single day for about 4 years. I had containers and containers of protein powder and vitamins, and I used it religiously to the point where it was probably about half my meals were vitamins and shakes. It controlled everything. It controlled like what I did like on weekends. It controlled like my whole friends. I didn't go out. I didn't really have fun like the way I probably should have back then. I was really just singularly focused on improving my body rather than having fun, rather than just kind of pursuing other interests. So when my friends went out on weekends, I would just stay home. I would just be by myself, just kind of focusing on what I need to do tomorrow in the gym, just to get myself better. But after a long time, I realized, for what am I doing? I'm just kind of just focusing so hard on just improving myself like that, but I wasn't getting anywhere. I was just kind of becoming less and less happy over time.
I can eat a lot, so I eat like a whole pizza, and I'll just sort of look at myself and go, oh no, and I'll get really depressed about it for like the whole night almost. I won't get off my mind that I've eaten a whole large pepperoni pizza to myself.
So it's really different for everybody. For some people, it's avoiding a whole food group. And working out, this amount per day. For some people, it would be completely different, which is just like I definitely don't eat carbs. I eat, 600 calories a day, and this is how I do it. I eat at this time. I eat this way. I don't let my food touch. So it's very different for everybody, and that is also just creates a big a distraction from all the other issues.
I think I deflected a lot of that energy that was surrounding my feminine mannerisms, and before puberty, people don't know what gay is. They say that you act like a girl. So they said I acted like a fat girl. So I heard there wasn't anything I felt I could really do about acting like a girl, but I could do something about my weight. I think it's kind of a cliche to be teased and bullied, to feel isolated, and to go home and eat your feelings, and then gain more weight, and then be bullied for that as well. In the gay world here, I know that my story isn't unique that way.
There's a lot of guys who go to the gym 3 times a day, and they still don't think that they're enough. They still don't think they're good enough or fit enough. And really, it's all in their head. Men are just the same as women. Men actually just are really conscious of themselves. They really want to just, they want to be that guy that they see on screen, that they see playing sports. And I never really felt that I ever really achieved that, despite, kind of committing like a huge portion of my life to doing that. But, yeah.
I try and mostly focus on my upper body strength and just image, actually. I'm trying to look bigger. I've seen results as I've worked out more. I've seen that my strength's gotten better and things like that. So on a personal level, I do it for me. But then there is the other side where I do it for the image thing, where I like knowing that someone's checking me out because I've got nice arms. Some girls have commented in, so that's definitely, I do it for me and I do it for other people, which is good and bad, I guess. I'm not sure.
I remember going to the hospital. I was just so lethargic, like I wasn't really in my body anymore. So the doctor was testing things and took blood and he asked if I felt like I was fat, and I said yes, that I did, and then he said that he thought that that I would have an eating disorder. And when he said that, when he said that in front of my mom and me, I feel like it was a turning point that I was able to be honest about it, and then we came home, and I just remember eating chips with my mom. It was up and down after that, but after there was light on what was going on, then I think we were able as a family to deal with it a little bit better. A pivotal moment for me, I guess, was running. Starting to listen to music and starting to run. Even if it was just a short distance for a while, but I found today that's one of my favorite things to do, is to listen to music and be active. If you are denying yourself food, you'll always be miserable and you'll always feel fat. But if you're exercising and doing things that you love to do and you're healthy, you'll always feel good about yourself. I personally think that mental health issues and physical health issues are synonymous. When you're healthy, body, mind, and spirit, you're healthy. When you're sick in any of those aspects, everything else is sick. You can't. I don't think that. It's been my experience. You can't separate, your physical health from your mental health. For me, it all goes together.